Throughout this class, I've learned a bunch of stuff that I will use when I'm raising my children. So, I want to be married um, for a few years, and I would like to travel a little bit and just like see the world and have a little bit of fun before I have my kids. I would also like to have my career established as a speech pathologist. I'm working on that right now, and I want to buy some land close to home. I'm from a small town, and I would like to stay here. I don't see myself going far off just because I do believe that, family is number one to me, and moving to college was far enough for me to realize that I ain't going nowhere. But, um, yeah, so I want to build a house and stay close to home so my children can be around their extended family. I had the best of times growing up, um, spending time with my cousins, going to see my grandma, my grandpa, like literally everyone is, I think my farthest grandparent is probably like 30 minutes away, but most everybody is about 5 minutes, and that's like extended family and everything. So I want all my kids by the time I'm 28. I'm 22 right now, so we'll just see how that goes. But either way, I'll be happy about it. I just know that after 30 is when there's a lot of developmental and high risk pregnancies, and I just want it to go smooth because pregnancy already freaks me out. And my birth plan, I want to have an epidural so I can ease the process. I know um, I can take pain. I can take a little bit of pain here and there, but I get freaked out about pregnancy and all that stuff, and I don't know, it just kind of grosses me out. I try not to think about it too much. But hopefully it won't be as bad as I'm making it in my head. But I do want to have an epidural for sure. I want my mom and my sister and my husband there, and I want to breastfeed if I'm able to. I want to try at least. I know there's so many nutrients and benefits that you get with breastfeeding, and you're able to make a connection with your baby just by feeding them. I just think that's awesome. And it's like a nurturing kind of thing. I don't know. I like the idea of breastfeeding, but I don't mind bottle feeding or pumping or any of that stuff. I'm not against it. I don't think it's bad. I was bottle fed. Some people just can't breastfeed, and that's okay. But yeah, so in the prenatal period, I really, really want to try to stay healthy. I do want to keep working. I actually like to work. I just like going to work every day. I don't know, it makes me feel like I'm doing something. But I totally get why people don't work. Like, that's fine, whatever your preference is. But when I'm pregnant, I do want to work, and I want to eat healthier. I want to keep doing yoga and exercising. I want to definitely limit my caffeine. That's something that I've drank a lot of caffeine throughout the past 4 years of college, and I definitely don't want to do that because I know that's bad for the baby. I want to take prenatal vitamins, and I want to read to my baby when it's in my belly. That way, their language skills can start growing, and I just want to talk to my baby a lot when it's in my stomach, even though it can be kind of weird, but I don't think it'll be weird when you're pregnant. So, I really agree with Erik Erikson's psychosocial theory, and that development is lifelong. Your child never stops developing. So you're constantly, throughout all the different stages, you're able to make corrections and see what works best for your child. And I really like that because it's important to know. Also, the social learning theory is something that I really like because I truly believe that your child is always watching you and they're imitating what you do. So, how you handle your stress, how you talk to your spouse, all of that stuff is like so important for the kid to look up to you and see, how they're supposed to treat people and how they're supposed to act when times get tough and, what they're supposed to confide in and what you believe in and how you do things. I think all of that plays a big role in like your child's future. So from birth to 2 years, I wrote out like certain things or I planned out certain things. I really agree with the nurture aspect of nature versus nurture. I'm a huge nurture person. I think that John Locke was right, and I think that, you're supposed to provide an environment that's loving and caring, and I want to support any ideas and any things that my child wants to do. So I want to provide that environment to where I'm constantly nurturing and nurturing. So I do want to put my child in daycare. I loved daycare when I was little. It was like the best of times ever. Or stay with family. I stayed with my aunt, and that was so much fun too because there were so many other kids there. It was almost like a little daycare. But I do want to, get back to work just because I feel like I picked a career that I'm passionate about, and I'm a working woman. So, learning skills, you learn so much from being around other children. You learn how to share, you learn, how to make friends, how to talk to people, and it really just gets them ready for school. So I'm a huge supporter of daycare. And co-sleeping, I'm back and forth about it, but I think that for infancy, it is important. I think that, I'll have my child in my room with me just because I'm totally freaked out by SIDS, sudden infant death syndrome. That scares me. But after 4 or 5 months, I'll probably put them back in their room. But, yeah, so also I have been thinking a lot about public versus private school, and I definitely see where pre-K helps a lot with children learning, how to get ready for school, and it's just like training them for kindergarten. I really like pre-K, and I think I'm going towards public school. I was in a public school my whole life besides the first few years, and I just think that, you get so much diversity. You get so much different people, different ideas, and different beliefs. And I just really think that I want my kids to be able to grow up and know that it's okay to be different. It's okay for your friend to be a different color than you. It's okay for someone to believe a different thing than you. I've had so many different friendships and so many different types of friends. I don't want them to go to a school where everyone's the same. And I don't mean that in like a negative way or anything, but I want them to see different cultures and experience different things and see what they believe in. Also, I will probably discipline my kid or kids in a way that's like all of the disciplinary things put together. I'm not against whoopings. I think that timeouts are really effective. I really like in Willie Price how they got the kids together and they would say, okay, tell your friend what they did to upset you and tell them you're sorry. Look them in the face. Like, that's so important because you're teaching them how to what's the word? Confront their problems and their issues, and they're able to that's not the word that I was talking about, but like have a conversation about stuff that's difficult to talk about. Communicate, that's the word. Communicate. That's okay. Communicate. That's so important, and you'll use that forever in your whole life. But yeah. So, anyways, I want them to grow up in church. I grew up in church myself, and I think that church is so important because that's what I believe, and I want them to be able to have the opportunity to grow up in church as well. Also, electronics are really big right now, and I'm okay with a little bit of electronics, but I also want you to play outside. I want you to, have your tablet later, but when the sun's out, I want you to be outside playing with your friends. I want you to not be stuck on your phone or your tablet. I just really want to limit the electronic use. Also, sports. I really want my kids to play all kinds of different sports. I want to try t-ball. I want to try soccer. Cheerleading. I want to put them in a lot of activities because I personally believe that's how I got to figure out what I like to do. So they can learn the importance of teamwork. I really think that this is something I learned from doing so many different activities and sports and clubs in high school and middle school. Teamwork makes the dream work, and teamwork is always going to be a thing. You're always going to need people, whether you like it or not. And when you're in a work environment, teamwork really does make a difference. If everyone's able to, see other people's reasoning for why they do things and how can we work together to get to the end goal and the end result. So, also, this just really helps with like physical and the social aspect because you're meeting so many friends and you're, doing so much physical activity, but it's for fun. So it's not like, you're making your child go to the gym, but I really think that physical is really important in kids just because they have so much energy and they need a way for them to work that energy off and, stay active. Also, I do want to start a college fund. But I want them to decide if they want to go to college or not. I don't want to be, you have to go to college, you have to do this, you have to, no, like, I'm going to make you a college fund, and if I'm able to, I hope I'm able to, I'm going to make them a college fund, but I want them to decide, is college right for me? If they want to go for a few years, I really, really strongly, strongly want them to go to community college. That's probably something I will push for if they seem interested. I don't believe you have to go to college to be successful at all. I don't believe that. I believe that if you go to college and you have in the back of your mind knowing that you're passionate about this and you want to do this, then that's when you should go to college. But you shouldn't just go to mess around and blow a bunch of money. But I'll let them try it and see. I want them to just immerse themselves, as I said earlier, in all kinds of activities to see what they like and what they're passionate about. And I don't want to pressure anything on them. I like the idea of getting a part-time job while you're in high school if you're able, or over the summer. Summer is perfect time for any kind of part-time job, but I just want them to learn how to work hard, and that work ethic is so important. I am a firm believer in work ethic. Like, you will make it so much further if you have a strong work ethic and you believe in yourself and you know that you can accomplish anything through hard work. And yeah, so that was majority of what I believe, and I'm excited to see all of your beliefs too. And yeah.